Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Do you know that there's a new process on how you can get an arranged job offer by the Canadian government? Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you about these new changes that has been made. Now, this policy was put in place and it's going to roll out in two phases, the first phase and the second phase. The first phase starting this year and the second phase starting early next year. I'll be dissecting every information you need to know about this policy, so you make sure you stay tuned to the very end of the video so that you get all the information. Like I said earlier in the video, there has been policies made to the process of getting the job offer, and one of the most recent updates that we got is how to obtain job offers in Canada. Most employers in Canada, whenever they need to employ temporary foreign workers from outside of Canada, they first need to get an LMIA document. Now, this LMIA document is also called Labor Market Impact Assessment. Now, they need to apply for this document, and this process of applying for the document usually takes about 3 to 4 months, which is most times a long time for these employers. Now, when upon approval of the LMIA document, they can now issue these documents to the temporary foreign worker they need to employ, who will then use this document to apply for a work permit visa. Now, there are exceptions to these cases, but these exceptions are very few. Now, the exception is where the job offer is LMIA exempt. Now, there are few job occupations that are under this category, okay? Most employers or most temporary foreign workers who want to come to Canada to work usually need an LMIA document because their job offer is not LMIA exempt. Now, the good news today is that the government of Canada has simplified the process for which employers can employ temporary foreign workers, meaning that these employers can now get the LMIA document very easily, unlike how it used to be before. This is a very good and exciting news for every stakeholder who is involved in this process. By stakeholders, I mean the employers and the employees or the temporary foreign workers who are in need of this job. Now, let's talk about the benefits of this program. How would this program benefit the employer and the employee as well? It's going to save time for the employers to be able to recruit the people they want in their companies. Many times when these employers need to apply for an LMIA document, or whenever they need to employ temporary foreign workers, they first need to submit an application for LMIA. Now, before they can submit an application for LMIA, they must have proven to the federal government of Canada that they have sought for people in Canada and they've not found someone to match these roles, okay? They've not found a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident to fill this particular role. They must do this by certain procedures. First of all, they need to publish this advert in at least a newspaper for at least 90 days. No, they must also show proof that these emails came in, they had interviews with people, and they still could not find people to match this role before they can now go ahead to apply for an LMIA document. Now, when they have applied for the LMIA document, they now need to wait for a processing time of between 3 to 4 months to get the LMIA approved. After then, they can now give it to the temporary foreign worker to use it to go and apply for a work permit visa. You can see that this whole process is long, is lengthy. Most times these employers cannot wait because they have immediate needs for these workers. They cannot wait for as much as 6 months to get these workers to come to Canada and work for them. So it has always been a discouragement for most employers who want to employ temporary foreign workers. But right now, this whole process has been abolished. It has been eradicated. Now, the second benefit of this program is that it has a shorter processing time. Now, for the temporary foreign worker who is looking to migrate to Canada to work in Canada, this is going to enable you come into Canada in a very short time and achieve your dream of relocation, because you don't need to go through the lengthy wait. You don't need to wait for so long to be able to get your LMIA documents from this employer. Now, I'm sure you are wondering, what is this program Lillian is talking about? This program is called the Recognized Employer Pilot. Now, this is a 3-year pilot program, meaning that if you get a job offer from any of these recognized employers, you will get a work permit for 3 years to come into Canada and work. I also mentioned that it's a 2-phased program. Now, the first phase has already been rolled out. It was rolled out this September 2023, meaning that it starts this September 2023. But this particular phase is for only employers who are under the agricultural sector. Now, this particular phase, which has been rolled out for September, okay, from this September 2023, is for employers who are under the primary agricultural stream. Only those who are looking for jobs in this sector, if your occupation matches this particular sector, then you can reach out to employers in this sector who are considered recognized employers to employ you because they have pre-approved LMIA. They don't need to apply for LMIA documents. They have been pre-approved. I'm going to explain more as we go along in this video. Guys, I hope you are getting value from this video. If you are getting value, guys, please punch on the like button. That's one way to support my channel. I really do appreciate you. Love you all. The second phase of this program is going to be rolled out in January 2024. So for that phase, it's going to be for some other occupations aside from the agricultural sector. Now, let me tell you how you can fit into the recognized employers, okay? Now, the program explains that for employers who have in the past been able to secure at least 3 LMIAs from the government, these employers are seen by the government as credible, reliable, trustworthy employers. So these employers will no longer need to apply for an LMIA each time they want to employ temporary foreign workers. Rather, the government is going to pre-approve them for LMIAs for at least 36 months, which is about 3 years. So what this means is that they will give them the LMIA documents beforehand, before they even find a temporary foreign worker which they need. Okay, they already have these documents. And these documents, they can use it to employ as many temporary foreign workers as they need within 3 years. So they don't need to go to the government to seek permission each time they want to employ a temporary foreign worker. They already have these documents pre-approved. So it takes out this 3 to 4 months processing time, which would affect you as a temporary worker in coming into Canada. Guys, this is great news. Now, I mentioned to you that they will have these approvals or pre-approvals for 3 years. However, this policy is going to end September 2024. So, but even though the policy is going to end September 2024, these employers have access to employ temporary foreign workers for at least 3 years. So from now till next year 2024, they can keep applying, but up until 2024 September, okay, they can no longer put in any more application. So if you're interested in this kind of program, you need to get yourself ready. If you're in the agricultural sector, start sending out your CVs to employers in agricultural stream. And if you're not, I'm going to show you the employers that are going to fall into the second phase. Remember that the phase has not been rolled out yet, so we don't have full knowledge of the employers that are going to be on the list. But I'm going to show you quite a number of them for now. Not all occupations will be eligible for this program. Just a few occupations will be eligible. Only occupations that fall under the labor shortage list will be eligible for the program. So I'm going to show you that now. Watch this. This is the page that shows the occupational list for shortages. Okay, occupations that that are projected to have shortages or have shortages currently in Canada. So you can take a look at this page and see if your occupation falls within this list. If your occupation falls within this list, then you can go ahead and apply in January. So these are the occupations that will be rolled out in January for the second phase. I'll be dropping the link to this page as well in my description box so that you can actually do your own research and make your own informed decision. One thing I'm excited about is that this program is going to encourage employers in Canada to employ or get in temporary foreign workers from outside Canada, because I'll tell you the truth, they've been discouraged because going through that lengthy process, trying to get a temporary foreign worker to come and work for you, and all that time when you need someone immediately to work for you can be very stressful. Now, I'm sure in your mind you're wondering, how do you know these recognized employers? I'm going to show you how you can find these people. Now, on the job bank, you're going to find these people, recognized employers. Okay, now when you go to the job bank, you're going to find a tag under each employer's profile. If you find verified under an employer's profile, it shows that this employer already has a pre-approval, an LMIA pre-approval. He doesn't need to apply for an LMIA. Look at exactly what I'm talking about. If you do not find the verified caption on an employer's profile, it means that this employer is not a recognized employer, so does not fall under this policy. He needs to apply for an LMIA document, wait for the 3 to 4 months processing time before giving it to you. Then you can now go and apply for your work permit visa. This is the case, okay? So make sure that as you're checking the job bank, you are looking for employers that have the verified flag or the verified option on their profile. So guys, please remember that only those who are under the agricultural sector, if your occupation falls under the agricultural sector, you can start applying now. For those who are not in the agricultural sector, you will have to wait for January to be able to start applying. So if I were you, I would start putting up my documents together so that once it's January 1st, I'm applying, I'm targeting the right employers, and I'm pushing my CVs forward. Remember, there's no one way that kills the cat, okay? There's no one way that kills the cat. If you want to get a job, you need to apply to as many employers as you can. You need to be aggressive. You need to be persistent. Not everyone will respond to you Remember that you're not the only one who is applying for jobs outside of Canada. There are so many people who are looking at this opportunity to migrate because it's the cheapest way to migrate, right? So you know that the competition is fierce. It's not going to be an easy ride. But guess what? It will be easy. I have a few people who have reached out to me from the channel that have gotten jobs just by submitting their CVs, and they were called. If you don't feel like doing these things on your own, or you feel you're not okay to do it on your own, you can engage the service of a licensed immigration consultant. I am not an immigration consultant. I do not offer this service to people. I do not help people process visas. I do not help people get jobs. Guys, I only share information which is available in the public space, and I always make sure to leave the links of this information in my description box so that you can also do your own research and make your own decisions. Okay, guys, I'm not an immigration consultant. For all of you who reach out to me asking me to help you and I do not respond, it's because I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over again. You can do these things yourself, okay, to save yourself time and money. But if you don't want to do it yourself, there are immigration consultants that are licensed to do it for you. But guys, they charge for their service. It's not free. Okay, so if you don't want to spend money, do it yourself. But that's the reason why I'm coming here to share this information. It takes a lot of my time. It takes a lot of my energy to do this because I have other things I do. I have two businesses. I have a job I do here. I have 3 kids below 7. Okay. But for me to come out, take my time, do research, come here and put it up, I want you to take it and do it yourself. But if you cannot do it yourself, like I said, get the help of a licensed immigration consultant. I hope that this video will help you make a decision on if you want to use this route to come to Canada. In case you're looking for employers who are employing through the verified Government of Canada's website, I did a video on how you can find jobs through the Canada Job Bank. Watch it next.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want